asked me, will I marry someone who is not from my church? One of the days he told me that since I'm not agreeing to his advances, that he will make sure that he has his way with me forcefully. I noted that. He made a shocking statement to me. He said that it is young girls like you, good girls like you, that end up marrying wrong. The same way President Trump did not give up until he became the president of America, the same way he will not give up until you make sure that he gets his way to me. Every young person out there who is trying to push for what is right, who is trying to live upright, and you are having pressure from right, left, and center. What is your reason for upholding your good values? Are they just your personal choice? Are they just what you want to do because you want to portray yourself to be a good person? Or are you doing it because you are battered by God? God wants you to do this and you are doing it. You understand? And why there are pressures outside there is because there are people who don't want you to live right. As much as the society is pushing for you do what is right, do what is right. The same society, when you are doing what is right, they hate it. They don't want to see someone who is doing what is right. In fact, so people will go extra length to make sure that you are not that good. Why? Because somehow it feels like they are being judged. It is not you that is judging them. It is they judging themselves, because you are like a mirror of what they are not. So because they feel threatened or judged, which is not actually your fault, you are just living your life, they want to go any length to make sure that it does not happen. A few years back, there's this young man in the where I was working. So I didn't really know that he was interested in me. He was good looking, well to do. He was, but I noticed that there was that special likeness. If anybody within that area wants to, do nonsense with me, he always attack the person. So sometimes I wondered why he did that, but I felt maybe it's the casual likeness, me being friends with everybody, laughing, playing with them. So one of the days he asked me a question. I didn't know that question was tricky. He asked me, will I marry someone who is not from my church? So, but because I was in a play mood, so I didn't really think about the question so much. I just casually said, no, you get. So I didn't know from that day that statement, did something to him. So one of the days he told me that since I'm not agreeing to his advances, that he will make sure that he has his way with me forcefully. I noted that, took note of that. And we talk of this because of how bad our society is. You cannot just operate, you want to do what is right and just be empty-handed. No, because there are forces that will make sure that you don't be human forces, every other forces all around. So you have to back yourself up with, there is this popular notion that everybody you see has a power that is following them. It can be God's power, it can be powerful. You cannot just be empty, because if you are empty in this world, you'll be swallowed up. So when he said that, I quickly made a prayer in my heart. God, this thing that this young man said will not happen. So I still continued. That did not stop me from, being who I am, playing, smiling with them. So when his neighbor, an elderly person who is well respected in that vicinity, in fact, that man's level of integrity is like 100. When something is wrong in that environment and everybody wants to know, okay, the truth, or it is that man, once he says anything, everybody believes it. So he was highly respected in that, arena. That same man called me one day and said to me that he noticed that his neighbor has been trying to get through to me, and have always not been responsive. And then he made a shocking statement to me. He said that it is young girls like you, good girls like you, that end up marrying wrong. When he said that thing touched me. I didn't say anything to him. I just left. But when I took some few steps, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, while still in that environment, I said in my heart, God, I will prove to this man that what he said will not come to pass, and I will marry right. Why? Because doing what is right has a good reward. But I was heartbroken because the person that told me that thing was a man of high value. And then that same guy even went and made a bet with some group of guys that any of them that gets this girl, they kept some amount of money. It was later I was told they kept some amount of money. The any person that gets through, the person will win the money. But thankfully, they did not succeed. So the person that initiated the bet lost the bet. You get. So, and then another person who kept pressurizing me for this thing I'm saying is it was happening for years, not 1 month, not 1 week. One day he told me that the same way President Trump did not give up until he became the president of America, the same way he will not give up until you make sure that he gets his way to me. And then one of the days he told me that, are you the only one who goes to church? Are you the only one who is a church girl? That there are girls like you who go to church the same way you do. That I did everything possible. I even went to their church, like attended their church until I got what I want. Are you different? And then I looked him eyeball to eyeball. I said to him, do you know why everything you have been telling me since I'm not really consented to it? He said no. I told him it's because there is Jesus in me, and the Jesus in me cannot allow me do this thing, give my body, do this thing you're asking me to do. And for you to note, I was telling the guy that these girls that give in to you is because it is not the same Jesus me I'm serving that they are serving. It is not the same Christian I am that they are. I am. If they did it, that's their cup of tea. But for me that is here, I cannot get. So I'm not trying to take pride in all of this. What I'm trying to say is that even keeping up to your value is difficult in this dispensation. You have pressure from people, from friends, even people you trust, even people you are looking up to. Oh, this person is doing well. You don't know. Possibly somehow the person has succumbed to pressure or succumbed to some temptation. So that's why not all together, not everybody is completely, not all. There are still those few people who are doing right, who are standing right. And let me tell you, as if you're a young girl or a young boy who is doing what is right, you are not the only one. If people are telling you, are you the only one who is trying to keep yourself, who is not flirting around, who is still a virgin, you are not the only person. There are thousands of young people, young men, young women who are as pure as you are. So always remember that you are not the only one. I am telling you this, beating my chest, telling you the truth that you are not the only one. When in the Bible, when Elijah was complaining to God, I'm the only surviving prophet who is still proclaiming your name. Others are about to bow. God told him, no, there are still about 250 prophets who have never bowed to bow. But one thing you must know is that anybody who is mounting pressure on you to do what is wrong, just remember that person does not feel safe with you. The person feels he or she is being judged because of your right doing, which is not altogether your fault. You are just living your life, and it is that person's cup of tea to deal with whatever is his or her challenge. So make sure that you have a backup, that as you are doing what is right, you are praying that God, the Bible said, Jesus said, deliver us from every evil, deliver us from temptation. So even when you don't want to do certain things, sometimes people or things push you to, challenges push you to. All of us can be vulnerable, so that you also understand that I'm not different from what I'm trying to say. I had my own level of temptation, so that when you begin to see these pressures, you understand that it's not only you that went through that part. Even the Bible said that we don't have a high priest who is not concerned or does not feel our infirmity. Why Jesus came into the world is so that he will feel what we are feeling and understand what we are feeling and be able to help us. And let me tell you another story, or maybe I should leave it for another day. So let me say, when I was in catering school. So one of the days I went home for holidays, and that day my dad asked me to cook. So he asked me, he came back, he said, Chineme, what do we eat? Because that time I was there, my dad was transferred somewhere, so I was staying with him alone, not with all my family members. He asked me, what do we eat? I told him, Daddy, what do you want? He said, okay, let's cook soup. And me, then I hate soup. In fact, the worst thing that you do to me is to cook soup in our house. So my dad suggested that. I said, Daddy, no, that we cannot cook soup. Let's cook something else. My dad insisted. He said that we have to cook soup. In fact, that if we are not cooking soup that day, that nothing else will be cooked. So I had to, involuntarily agree. So he gave me money. I should go and buy the food ingredients. So But the place I'll buy it is far. Sorry, I'm telling this long story. You understand why I'm narrating this. The place I'm supposed to buy that thing is very far. So I now pleaded with my dad, Dad, please, since you have means of transportation, please can you help me buy these ingredients? My dad said no, that he's not buying, I should go. So I had to reluctantly. So on my way to that place, you know why I'm telling this story is that even at the point of making mistakes, just make sure that you found your way to do it right. Don't let that temptation swallow you. Don't let it swamp you, like you getting swamped by it, that you are in its grip. Even if you have made a mistake to go through that way, that journey that you shouldn't, can you come out from that place when it is still early? That is what I'm trying to say. Uphold your values. Don't give in to things that will make you not to uphold your value. So on my way to buy the condiments, there's this red car, stopped. Hello, young lady, how are you? Most times it's good to be rude sometimes, but don't do it. Why I say that thing is that sometimes there are things that you can avoid easily, but trying to be nice to everyone, sometimes it can land you into trouble. So I felt that the guy was, maybe he doesn't know his way, so maybe he was trying to ask me for direction. So hello. Then he started asking me personal questions. From there, I even told him that I just came back from holiday. For holiday from school, I may be going back to school the next week or the next week. He asked me, do I want him to take me back to school? I immediately say no, my father can do that comfortably for me. I think this is the first time I'm telling this story publicly. So when I went back to school, this guy came to my school one of the days. So he called me on phone. That should be around 7-8, because I was living in the hostel. So he called me on phone. He said, "Hey Chinemere, I'm outside your school gate. Can you please come out?" So he said, "Can you come outside your gate?" I told him no, because my school gate usually they lock it around 8 p.m. I told him no, I can't come. So he begged me, I should please, that he will not take that. So I was the head of, that is the student. I was the general prefect. So I just took the 2 phones I had then, 2 pin phones. The gate man of the school knows me very well. So and then my hostel member was sitting right by the gate man. Her name is Peace. Unfortunately, she's no more. May her soul rest in peace. So I took my 2 phones, gave them to her, and told the gate man, please just give me a few minutes, I'll be back. We hope that I will come in immediately. So like this, so conversation enter from one to another. Like this, they can't lock my school gate. Hey! So I didn't know what to do, because I kept, trying to tell the young man, please, I need to go back. He kept drawing me back. And, sometimes it feels like that sensible note in our head, sometimes it's been as if somebody is losing it. And if you are not careful enough to know that knot is about to be loosened, you may fall into what you don't know. So I told we kept doing back and forth. They locked the gate. So I was wondering in my heart, where will I sleep that night? So I now thought about, okay, my auntie is living close, let me go to my auntie's house. So he drove me. When we were getting close to the place, he didn't drive me to my auntie's side. He now drove me to one guest house like that, and then went inside. I was just standing outside. I wanted to know what was wrong, what would happen. So he drove me, and then when he got into the guest house, he came out. Later he came out. He said that he has paid for the room. I asked him, please, how many rooms did you pay for? He said 1. I told him, wait, me, you sleep in that place? Never. It will not happen. So I had to leave that place and find my way. I even got injured. On my leg, because I was trying to, escape that young man. Why I'm telling all of this story is to tell you that even me, I went through these temptations. I had but it's finding that way of clearing your eyes. Temptations come, things happen in life, but are you able to come back and still find God and still come out of that temptation and make sure that it does not swallow you. And then you'll be able to have testimony. You'll be able to share to others that, yeah, I was tempted, but I overcame.